As we get ready to induct our next inductee, I would like to welcome a very special group that's here with us this evening from Martin High School. How about a big round of applause for Los Carnales? I'm very honored and privileged, and I basically am honored beyond all words to be able to introduce our next inductee, Jorge Rafael de Posada. In the beginning of the 2010 Major League Baseball season, Jorge Posada made his 11th straight opening day start as catcher, the most consecutive starts by a Yankee catcher since the late Thurman Munson. Drafted by the New York Yankees in 1991, the Puerto Rican native played for the Oneida Yankees. In 1995, he made his professional debut, donning the New York Yankees trademark pinstripes. 5 years later, he became the starting catcher for the Yankees, a position he held up until his retirement just a few days ago. During his storied career with the Yankees, Jorge helped his team win 5 World Series championships. 5 World Series championships. In addition, our inductee earned 5 trips to the All-Star game. In 2003, he tied the legendary Yogi Berra's record for most home runs by a New York Yankee catcher one season at 30. In 2004, Jorge was one of the team's leaders in home runs and RBIs. In 2005, he recorded his 1,000th career hit. Jorge played 100 games as a catcher in a season, when he turned 38 years old. The most games ever for a Yankee catcher in a season at that age. In 2009, Jorge hit the first home run of the new Yankee Stadium. How about that? The first home run. And not only was it the first home run at the new Yankee Stadium, it was the first home run of the 2010 season, first home run for the entire baseball league. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please join me in giving a warm welcome to one of baseball's finest catchers, the great Jorge Rafael de Posada.
It's up to you, New York, New York, New York.
Now that Jorge is retired, he's going to go back to Puerto Rico, I think, and he's going to help Jacinto get that vaca. ¿Verdad, Jorge? Que va a ayudar a Jacinto a sacar la vaca. Bueno, that's a Puerto Rican thing. Our next inductees come from the ranks of high school baseball. These men brought state championship honors to Laredo on 2 occasions, back-to-back, during the early 70s. What makes the story of St. Joseph's Academy Antlers high school baseball team remarkable was that it came at a time when beloved... Hey, I'm just reading this, man. What does it say? Okay. I will preface basketball team remarkable school, and it came at a time when the beloved academy would soon be no more. These young men, through their grit and determination, made sure that the school's final years would come their finest hours. They won back-to-back state championships in 71 and 72, and 72 and 73. The key different coaches were Melo Adame and brother James William. Although St. George opposed the scores, the Anders team won a second championship. The memories of those stories run still and hold a special place in the hearts of this community. My friends, it is my distinct pleasure to present to you our beloved TCIL state champions, the mighty St. Joseph Abbott basketball team. Presenting tonight will be Chulo Garcia and Cynthia Hayes Ramirez.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next honoree. For our next honoree, being back in South Texas is just like coming home. Although World Series champion Jaime Garcia was born in Reynosa, Tamaulipas, Mexico, he was reared in the Rio Grande Valley and makes his home in Mission, Texas. And I want to go back for a little bit. Everyone applauded when I said his home was in Mission, Texas, but nobody applauded when I said World Series champion. Blessed with a strong arm, Jaime Garcia's prowess on the mound caught the eye of baseball scouts who were surveying the young pitching sensation and were impressed with his natural abilities. The Baltimore Orioles picked Jaime during the 2004 draft. Some 4 years later, the St. Louis Cardinals signed him. Jaime's breakout season for the Cardinals came in 2010, when having one of the best rookie seasons ever, he not only distinguished himself from the rest of the rookies, but he also posted numbers that rivaled even the most veteran players. In 2011, he became a World Series champion. He also made history. This is interesting. He also made history by becoming only the second Mexican-born player to start a World Series game since Los Angeles Dodgers pitching legend Fernando Valenzuela took him out in 1981. Now, just this past week, Jaime joined his teammates for a visit to the White House, where President Barack Obama and First Lady Michelle Obama honored the St. Louis Cardinals for winning the World Series. Laredo, Texas, South Texas. Let's give a big welcome home to South Texas' own baseball champion, Jaime Garcia.
Sin importar cómo queda el partido, Jaime habrá logrado algo histórico que no ha sucedido en el béisbol de las grandes ligas desde el viernes 23 de octubre de 1981. Y sin siquiera él haberlo sabido antes. El histórico Jaime García, digo histórico porque primero mexicano, desde Fernando Venezuela han estado en serio mundial. No sabía eso yo, pero claro que no sé qué bueno, la verdad que Fernando es una figura muy bonita y qué bueno que pueda tener la oportunidad de compartir esta experiencia.
Good job, Frank. Our next honoree, we must travel back in time to appear at our of an era in history that was very difficult for some. Yet in spite of the situation, something truly remarkable happened that would change forever the face of Texas schools and the boy athletic competition. In 1950, South Texas landscape peppered with mesquite bushes served as a golf course for the so-called Lanito. I've had 5 scratches. For 5 young athletes in Del Rio, Texas, self-taught using branches and handkerchiefs to mark their holes, they made with empty cans. The quint honored their golfing skills. The young men further augmented their knowledge and love for the game by serving as caddies at the exclusive, formerly segregated San Felipe Country Club. Segregation sadly played a huge part in the lives of these scholar athletes, but it did not diminish their spirits. Joe Trevino, Felipe Romero, Mario Lomas, Jean Vasquez, and Lupe Felan accomplished what many thought was unthinkable when they captured the state's top golfing championship for their high school in 1957. The team captured the title by the never-done-before margin of 35 strokes. Pretty incredible. Additionally, the boys captured the gold, silver, bronze, and individual medals. Unfortunately, despite the incredible run, the specter of justice reared its head. Officials presented the team with its trophy without any fanfare or celebration. San Antonio attorney Humberto Garcia chronicled the Mustang team remarkable odyssey in his book, The Mustang Miracle, which I have read and you need to. Very good book. J.B. Pena and Hiram Valdez made it possible for a group of young caddies to play golf and become state champions. It's awesome that they won the state championship, but the real story is that they won it in 1957 despite all the discrimination and not being allowed to practice golf on a country club. Can you imagine the obstacles they faced back then and the odds against them? Congratulations. Presenting the award to Andy Ramos and Ignacio Rebaso. Ignacio Rebaso is from Del Rio. President of Congress, married to Yolanda, they have 7 kids. We're going to add Pancho to it because I get a discount at Palenque. Come on up, boys. You all deserve this.
South Texas, football, and this is ad-lib now, and bowling reign supreme. A few of Laredo's gridiron giants have made the leap from the ranks of the local high school field to the university stadium. Our next inductee, Roque Vela Jr., truly stands out from the pack. After an impressive high school career where he led the J.W. Nixon Mustang football team to the 1994-1995 city championship, Roque chose Hardin-Simmons University to start his collegiate football career, and he earned several honors while there, including Conference Honorable Mention and All-Conference. Later, he transferred to McMurray University, where he became a standout for the team, and the honors continued. He earned All-Conference Player of the Week, National Player of the Week, and was part of the National Team of the Week. After graduation, Roque made the jump to professional sports, playing for the Arena Football League. He earned IFL Player of the Week honors and was named an IFL All-Star. My fellow Laredoans, please help me in welcoming our next inductee to the Hall of Fame, Mr. Roque Vela, Jr. Presenting the award to Roque is Mr. Peter Lizano, Chino Garcia, and Lyle Cavazos.
You know, Les, that Roque wouldn't be here if it wasn't for his father and mother. Okay. Coach Richard Morales. Our next honoree showed his dedication to the youth of our committee by volunteering his time as a coach. A native of Galveston, Texas, the late Richard Morales and his family moved to Laredo when he was just a child. Morales quickly became a standout in sports, especially at Martin High School, where he earned 4 athletic letters in football and track. He went on to earn his law degree from LaSalle Extension University and maintained a successful law practice in Laredo. And Morales never let go of his love for sports. That passion inspired him to take up the post of volunteer by boys basketball coach for the Knights of San Agustin High School. Despite the setbacks that Morales and the boys faced for not having adequate facilities, they had the heart to drive and to compete in 2 Texas Catholic Interscholastic League state championship games during 1953 and 54, and in 1954 and 55 seasons. Although he's no longer with us, memory lives in our hearts for the young man who coached and his soul for the communities he was so proud of. Please join me in welcoming the family of the late Richard Morales. Richard Jr.
Our next honoree first gained fame as a high school basketball standout in San Antonio. Long before the Iceman, the Admiral, and the Little General, the San Antonio basketball scene was dominated by some of the best high school players around. The late Anastasio Stacy Farias, a native Laredoan, was one of them. Farias distinguished himself on the basketball court as a standout for San Antonio's Lanier High School in the 1930s. His prowess on the hardwood garnered him numerous accolades and recognitions. San Antonio sports writer gave him the moniker Stacy because they could not pronounce his first name. Although they could not pronounce Anastasio, the San Antonio sports writer recognized talent when they saw it. Presenting the award in honor and recognition of Anastasio Stacy Farias will be Ms. Sara Carrasco and Peter Lizano.